Now with the most local news, this is 8 News Now, live local now.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. How are you all doing today? I just had a little freeze right there. I'm Ozzy Mora.
I'm Kirsten Joyce. We all have brain farts many times, Ozzy. Don't feel
Throughout
bad.
the day, okay?
Don't feel bad.
All right, thanks for joining us so much. We have a lot to get through to the day, and I hope you're enjoying the day. Another beautiful day. Let's get to it, Kirsten. Let's talk about that cattle truck rollover. The roads have reopened now at the Spaghetti Bowl.
Well, Nate was on it, of course, this morning. My goodness, he was all over it. In fact, he said, I have never in my tenure in Las Vegas on TV reported on something like this. Oh. It was a major backup on our roadways for 9 hours. You can see the video right there. It took 9 hours for crews to remove this semi-overturned truck from the I-15 southbound flyover ramp to US 95. You can imagine the backup it created. I mean, red lanes everywhere on the map that Nate was showing. There were nearly 30 cattle inside. It's been reported some have died during this incident. The truck driver was not injured, but again, everything was at a standstill, backed up, road closed for 9 hours. It reopened about 10 o'clock this morning, and things are moving fine now. But yeah, not something you report on every day, Ozzy.
Yeah, and the Spaghetti Bowl, if you're not familiar with our area, it's always busy. There's always traffic there. So to have that, that's another situation there. All right, Nevada cracks down on expired plates. It's something we've been reporting on for quite a while. Also, Nate Tannenbaum, during his reports as well, some of the viewers always ask about that. Why do we see so many people with unregistered vehicles? It's been a consistent problem. So if you're driving with expired tags, your luck is running out. So police, according to Metro Police, have issued more than 50,000 citations for registration violations last year. So this is 2025, not for this year. This is actually a massive spike compared to previous years. Metro Police Department handed out the vast majority of those tickets, totaling more than 39,000 ticket citations. So DMV leaders say that the grace period for the pandemic era is long over. You may remember that's when they had, you could wait a little bit. They had extensions. Well, people need to get over that, and they're saying now is the time to register your vehicle right now. They also say there is no reason not to be current, and if you're pulled over, you're looking at a hefty fine toward maybe $1,000, depending on your situation, of course. And the DMV isn't just relying on police, okay? They're relying on you, the public. You may remember, Kirsten, their registration spotter that launched, I believe, in October, correct me if I'm wrong, right, where people in the public can report if they see an unregistered vehicle. So that's where a lot of this information is coming from. And also keep in mind, the state is looking into automated plate readers as well for future enforcement, though that remains a pretty hot topic in the legislature regarding privacy. So another issue there, Kirsten.
Yeah, we had tens of thousands of people reporting on those who were driving around with the expired tabs. So, if you're new to town, you've got 30 days, no longer than that, to get your act together, get your proper driver's license, get your car registered for our state. And a lot of people who move here from California think they have a little bit of a grace period because we have a lot of people visiting from California, so they're not necessarily pulled over for that. But it's not worth the risk. I can tell you when I first moved to town, I was like, oh, who's going to get me? I got a little grace period. Oh, no, I got one of those tickets too. Yeah. So I'm telling you from experience. And you do get it settled, and you do get it taken care of. But before you get pulled over for it, just take care of it. And of course, it begs our question of the day. Let's pull Daryl in for that. Hi, Daryl.
Yes. The other loophole is a new car. Say you got the paper plates, which
true.
Again, 30 days, and I think you guys hit that on the money. They're not being as lenient as they were. So we wanted to know our question of the day. Scan the QR code or go to 8newsnow.com/vote. Have you noticed an increase in unregistered cars? Right now, overwhelmingly, people are saying yes. However, earlier, and we always see how the votes change during the day.
Yeah.
But maybe we thought, maybe you saw a decrease and would say no because the enforcement has picked up. So not to take away from any of their efforts, we all think that that's a really good thing what they're doing and trying to keep everybody accountable. But sometimes I feel like less a little bit than maybe this time last year, but feel like there's a change happening, but there's a lot.
Well,
that
here's the
hasn't
thing
changed.
that we've also reported on is that, when you don't register your vehicle, it also impacts our economy and also impacts insurance rates, which it's already so expensive. So that's the reason why there's such a push as well. And plus, it's to keep you safe, too, on our roads.
All right, thanks, guys, and please weigh in. We'll check back with Daryl, of course. Some sad news to report. Michael Mack, the founder of luxury resale store Mack's Pawn Luxury and former Las Vegas councilman from 1999 to 2004, has died by suicide. The coroner releasing its report today, the 62-year-old. He was a fourth-generation pawnbroker. You're seeing some video there. I recently interviewed him for an It's Your Money. This is some older video. George Knapp was interviewing him as well, but we were talking about people getting into the secondhand pawn as far as making their money since the recession. In the late 1980s, he did co-found Super Pawn, and he helped grow that brand to 48 store chains before selling it in 2005. The Mack's Pawn Luxury family released this statement saying, in part, it is with great sadness that we share the passing of Michael Mack, founder and president of Mack's Pawn Luxury. Michael was a fourth-generation pawnbroker, built the luxury into a thriving business. He had a unique passion and expertise for the business, committed to his customers, his family, and to the Las Vegas community. His warmth, philanthropy, and generosity will be well remembered and greatly missed. Ozzy.
So sad. Kirsten, thank you for that. Let's go to another sad story. I don't like back-to-back sadness, but there's a lot going on here across the valley. A family is basically pushing back against the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department. So we reported on this yesterday during our newscast, even here at 2 p.m. The family of a 3-year-old boy, here's the family picture right here, killed in a police shooting Tuesday morning, is demanding to see body cam footage. They, like I said, pushing back on Metro's claim that the father was armed. So let me tell you what happened. So yesterday, Metro Police responded to a domestic situation. A woman called 911 basically saying that a man, her boyfriend, was battering her. That's when they arrived to the scene, to this apartment complex, I believe near Maryland Parkway and Wigwam, from my understanding, unless I'm wrong there, Kirsten, but you could correct me. Oh, there we go. Windmill Wigwam. There we go. It's right across from a park, from what I remember. Okay, so that was closed off for several hours. When police arrived, that's when they saw the father, the man, holding his son hostage at gunpoint. This is all according to police. However, the boy's mother, who our very own Josh Shapiro interviewed yesterday, is saying that the father was unarmed and simply walking toward officers. But the officers are saying another thing. They said that the father was disobeying commands, and that's when they opened fire, tragically also killing the 3-year-old boy. But police are saying that it was the father that shot the 3-year-old boy once the shooting open fire situation happened. So this is the third officer-involved shooting for Metro this year so far, and the family is now pushing for expedited release of this body cam, which according to the police department takes 72 hours. So that's basically several days before we get that video. So there's a lot of back and forth here. The family's saying one thing and the police department is saying another thing. Definitely a story that we'll keep following up on, Kirsten.
Thanks, Ozzy. We do want to let you know about 700 immigration enforcement officers leaving Minnesota immediately. White House Border Czar Tom Homan announcing this, crediting the move, he says, to unprecedented cooperation with state and local officials. He says this departure would still leave 2,000 officers in place when regularly there's only about 150. The cutting down of these agents and officers, he says, is a more economical approach. He's saying it's smarter law enforcement, not less enforcement, and he says the mission will not change. These agents who are leaving are a blend of customs and border protection agents and ICE officers. Obviously, residents have called for their removal after the fatal shooting of 2 individuals by federal agents. So we'll keep you posted there.
Yeah, and as you may know, this comes after the federal government just narrowly avoided another shutdown, and the Department of Homeland Security is only funded now through February 13th, and that was kind of the holds, right? Because Democrats are demanding even stricter limits on immigration enforcement following the recent deaths, like reported out there, of Renee Good and Alexis Preddy, the ICU nurse. So we'll update you on that. But stay with us. We have a lot more coming up. It's National Girls in Sports Day, and we're going to bring in Daryl for that. And then top streaming shows. I'll give you a clue. It's Stranger.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, there's some good ones in there. We know you know them all, so go through your brain. We have some more positive news coming up after the break.
Now with the most local news, this is 8 News Now, live local now.
Thank you for tuning in. Ozzy and myself and Daryl, of course, we greatly appreciate it. And we do like hearing from you when you interact with us with our question of the day. And Daryl keeps good track of that. So thanks for taking part in that. I didn't get out and take the dogs out today. They are going to be so upset with me, Ozzy, but I didn't do the dog walk this morning.
It's okay. No. They'll bug you when you get home, though, today. You know. And there's also the bark on the park coming up in Henderson, I think, Daryl. So we have a lot of things going on for our furry babies. And with that, let's send over to Nate to see what's going on outside.
Sure hope you don't mind a little more of the same old, same hole. Temperatures staying well above normal, kind of in the ballpark of record high temperatures. While we love to look at the snow-covered mountains up to the northwest of us, this view, of course, coming from the Sunset Station Hotel way down in the southeast part of the valley at Sunset and the 95. So here's what we're talking about. We do have the possibility of these clouds rolling in. They've kind of been holding off. We thought maybe something would happen tomorrow. It's looking more like Friday and then a better shot at something on maybe next week. So all sunshine for now. That's what you need to know. We do see some clouds beginning to head this way, so that's one of your weather headlines. Temperatures staying above normal, approaching records, but the records are holding. In fact, some of these record high temperatures were set just a year ago, and your family and friends across the country still suffering from that bomb cyclone. We didn't make 74 yesterday. We'll try it again today. We stopped at 73. That's still way above normal. Low this morning, almost 10 degrees above normal. So what's going on out there? The changes are coming, just a little bit more delayed. And if there's chances for rain, they're pretty small. We're mostly concerned about your family and friends with this bomb cyclone. Temperatures still in the teens and 20s. The ice storms are marching across the deep south back up into the mid-Atlantic. So your most accurate 8-day forecast. Clouds will build tomorrow. Maybe some stormy looking clouds Friday. Drop the high temperature down a little bit. A pretty nice weekend. Temperatures back to 70. A couple of chances for rain coming into next week as well. We'll certainly keep an eye on that, but as you keep an eye on the Streamcast.
Yeah, he said a chance of rain next week.
Mm-hmm.
All right, bring in the rain.
We can certainly use it, that's for sure.
Yeah, for sure. And I just want to put my jacket on, please. Just, a little break. Just a little break. Before I put it away and just pack it up, All right, let's go to, today is National Girls in Sports Day.
Girl
Daryl.
power,
Let's
Daryl.
go. Daryl, I was reading that research highlights that sports participation is still the #1 leadership pipeline when it comes to women in business and tech, which is amazing. Amazing. But you interviewed someone, a native here in sports, Katie Grimes, right?
Yeah. Oh, that's insightful. And that does, connecting those dots makes sense to me because a lot of them do get a voice or a reach or a platform that way, and then they do with that other things. But yes, I got to talk to Katie Grimes earlier this week, sort of for this reason for today. So I was looking forward to putting more of it out on Wednesday, the actual annual day that it was founded by the Women's Sports Foundation. And yes, Katie, she was first participating in the Olympics at 15 years old. In 2020, which those games were played in Tokyo in 2021. And then, of course, in 2024, she got that medal. This was the crowd waiting for her at Reed International Airport. Chris Matthews was interviewing her then. And then we actually got to talk to her and say, hey, Katie, what are you up to now? I mean, I'm sure people are talking to you about 2028. Turns out she goes to the University of Virginia now. And she's an All-American at Virginia swimming. And she says, hey, playing in the team sport setting again has actually helped me find a new fun feel for it again because I'm reminded of the team aspect and it's still just a game, but I still get to, compete with my teammates and try to get better. And she was a member of the Sandpipers group here in Southern Nevada, local swimming club team. So you can read all about what Katie's up to now on 8newsnow.com. Our interview from Sports Rap Daily is also up, but yeah, she's building her own legacy for sure. She got a silver in the 400-meter individual medley. So that's the combination of strokes. So she can do some of it all. We shouldn't be surprised. She's not even 21 yet.
So young.
That is
I really liked Daryl during the interview to Kirsten when she talked about mental resilience and how it's so important. And she hopes to pass that on to, the younger generations here in Las Vegas, other athletes. So so proud of her, to have that mindset. That's amazing.
I asked her, I said, did you think you were even ready at 15? She said, I did. Maybe others didn't. But she drew the Olympic rings on her ceiling and looked at it every day. And that was her motivation.
Mindset.
So, manifestation. Yeah.
Heck
so,
yeah.
Way to go.
Good for her.
Incredible.
Way to go, Katie. And many, many more. We've been talking about the WNBA and things like that. So that's nothing new. But wanted to highlight one story at least.
Okay. The streaming show tonight at 5:30.
We'll have some more. Yes.
Okay.
We'll have some more on the WNBA negotiations and getting them paid as well.
Thanks you very
Daryl.
much, Daryl. All right, we're talking about top streaming shows for last year, and you'll see the list, folks. It comes as no big surprise. Stranger Things, #1, followed by Squid Game, all right? And then Wednesday, we're showing, Stranger Things, when they did this, it was before the holidays, and they had the drones, and I didn't know anything about it. I don't know why, but I found out about it after the fact, and I was like, that's really dang cool that we do something like that outside of Resorts World. Landman, everybody's raving about. I started it. I got to get back into it.
Okay.
Of course, Reacher, based on the books, and then the movie, and now the show. Now, rounding out the top 10, Ginny and Georgia, Love Island, The Night Agent, Love is Blind, and Gabby's Dollhouse.
Oh, okay.
So wait, is Love Island one of those?
I think it's a reality show, right? Into that.
I am not. That's, all right.
I get into the first, maybe the first episode too, and then after that, it's the same thing. It's over and over again. But I mean, people are into it. My 8-year-old, she was
obviously
explaining
into
it to
it.
me. Can you believe that? Because my sister showed her the show. I was like, what? And she's like, yeah, Mom, it's about love. I'm like, oh, because you're 8 and you know
gosh,
about
that's
love.
too funny.
Okay, girl.
Now, Love is Blind, is that the one where they've never met and they like talk through a wall and then they become engaged or something?
Is it that
somebody
one?
can choose to like, oh, do I want to stay with this person now that I saw them or not? And yeah,
Oh, all
interesting.
right.
It's interesting.
Okay.
All
And
this
then has
drama.
anybody heard about Gabby's dollhouse?
No,
Carlos?
I have not.
No.
No.
No,
All right.
I haven't.
Well, I'll have
So-
to look that up. Maybe you can send me an email if it's worth checking out. So,
Right.
yeah, but without a doubt, Stranger Things, Squid Game Wednesday. Oh, yeah.
I love Squid Game. That's my show.
That's dark.
Love it. All right, let's go to now the animal shelter. So there's a lot of changes happening. We've also done reports on the whole crisis here when it comes to our shelters just being overwhelmed at capacity. If you guys are on social media, I usually see some of the shelters here saying, hey, we need money. Hey, we're at capacity. Please help us out, foster. I mean, it's just a crisis here in Clark County. So speaking of Clark County Commission just took a huge step toward ending the crisis at the Animal Foundation by approving the design of a new $39 million shelter. Wow. So this is going to be located near Tropicana Avenue and the 215, just to clarify there. The 45,000 square foot facility will house up to 650 animals. So that's a lot. And this is a major move to decentralize animal services, meaning people in the Southwest won't have to drive across town to find their pup if their pup got lost, or to adopt a new one. And like I said, overcrowding has been just a heartbreaking situation here in Vegas for so many years. Like I said, with Animal Foundation reaching overcapacity 150% sometime. The only thing is that it will be built in 2028. So there's more information. Just go to our website for that. We'll have more. Stay with us. We'll talk about an airport pop-up.
Oh,
to get
yeah,
married.
it keeps popping up. We'll have that for you again. But the interesting one, Ozzy, is the Lego and Crocs. Stay tuned.
Yeah.
We'll show you the pictures.
Now with the most local news, this is 8 News Now, live local now.
Thank you for watching. We're going to get to our question of the day. For those who have weighed in with the response, if you have seen an increase in unregistered cars across the valley, and 64% of you say heck yeah, and 36% say no. So, we've talked about the reporting on others, and that continues to happen with the crime spotters across our valley.
Yeah, the registration spotter, I believe that's what it's called. The launch in October.
Yes.
All right. Information on our website.
We're trying to speed things up to get to the fun story.
Yes, the fun story is my
Legos
favorite.
Legos and Crocs. Let's
Legos
see what
and
they
Crocs.
look like.
All right.
Penny wins Westminster.
We were going to talk about Penny.
But now we're doing Crocs
Yeah,
collab.
we're talking something different, but it's all right. So step into the build. Lego and Crocs launch a bold new brick clog, I believe that's what it's called. So basically, it bridges the gap between the toy aisle and the runway. I don't know. Would you wear those?
I can see a lot of of course, I would never wear them. High schoolers would wear them. I could totally envision it at my daughter's school. They're $150. These oversized pair featuring 4 studs stamped. I think Daryl already placed his order for one.
Yeah, Daryl was telling me. He's like, hey, you want to get 2?
Gosh, look at those, right? This is the new partnership.
I'm slightly intrigued.
Yeah?
Couldn't get retail price out of me for that, but
I would wait a little
I expect to see them out and about.
Yeah, we will, guys. We're definitely here in Vegas. Think about it. Oh, yeah.
I would get them for $50. 50 is the max.
Yeah, we have the Crocs warehouse here, so we see them all. The Shrek Crocs,
That's
the
true.
the
That's
Cars
true.
Crocs, and every collab.
Here's the thing. I was reading that apparently Crocs and Lego, they're going to get together again for a second drop in 2026, a collaboration. This isn't the
new
first.
era.
Okay. All right.
We should expect more from Lego and Crocs.
If you love them, they're available starting Monday, February 16th. And again, $149.
There we go.
All right, so we love to wed people here in the wedding capital of the world, and we have the 8th pop-up this time with the marriage license pop-ups. You can get in, get your thing done, and then go party it up in Vegas, all right? February 4th through Monday, February 16th. Terminal 1 baggage claim, Ozzy. People can tie the knot. This is right across from Carousel 15. How romantic. And it will be open from 8 to 5 every day.
Yeah. So why the hype this year? Well, Valentine's Day, U2, falls on a Saturday. So I guess they're saying that it's easier for people to come to Vegas and get married. And, you could, once you land from your flight, you just jump off. And if you feel like in the mood, you're with your couple, you're a significant other, and you just want to get married off Carousel 15.
Right.
That's the place to do it.
The month
if you're in the mood.
Always busy here in Vegas for marriages. And then there's Friday the 13th is supposed to be a big day for them.
Oh, yeah,
I don't know why you'd want to get married on Friday the 13th, but they say that's a big day for
people
too.
are into it. The county clerk's office says that these pop-ups are pretty popular and people definitely use them. So, hey, no judgment here. Whatever makes you happy. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. And I have to wave now, or else I won't stop talking. Bye.